single quotes, right? One opening quote, one closing quote. Inside of it, how many characters do you put? One, and only one, right? Character literals only have one value. So here I create a variable called myLetter that is of type char, and I assign it the value of a character. Strings go in what? Double quotes, good. So string, my word, gets assigned this is a word. Notice this is a word is inside of quotes. Opening double quote, the string I want to write, and then what? Closing double quote. And then obviously a semicolon. Booleans are in true and false. That's true all lowercase and false all lowercase. There's only two literal values for Booleans, true and false. Right? There's only two values that Booleans can be, either yes or no, on or off. Right? We express that as true or false. We expressed it as true or false, but we saw in our lab last class that it outputs as what? Zero. Remember 0 or 1. Right? False for 0, 1 for 1. Questions so far? Put the right values in the right boxes. Right? That's really what we're talking about. So let's do some stuff, okay? So I already had it created, but I have this lecture 3 file here on the left. Right, so lecture 3 got created. Now, right, we're in our third lecture, 4th meeting time. Right, I could write at the top what? Pound include IOString, using std cout, using std endl, using std cin, right, int name, parent, all that stuff. Right? But today I'm just going to cheat. It's not really cheating because I gave it to you, but starter.cpp is all the code that we've been writing the whole time. All right, so I'm just going to copy it and bring it over. Just so I don't have to keep typing. Still good practice for you to write it a little bit. You should be able to write that from scratch. Right. This gets us started. We include IOStream and stream and all of our using statements. Where does our code start? Inside of where? Main. The code's going to start somewhere. So let's deal with compatibility. I'm going to say int there. It's assigned 2.99. This is our example on the board. So when I see out int there, what am I expecting it to output? I create an integer variable, I give it the value 2.99, and then I output that variable 3. So 3, but really 2, right? It's going to truncate it. Oh, you're fine. So I'm going to run in. All right, and on the side there. Right, it's going to say 2. Right, so I got 2 truncated. Right, if I go the other way, if I put 2 into a double var, does it work? Yeah. I'm not going to do that example because right. I'm going to say, instead of an int, I'm going to say char and get the value of 20.2. Right? Is that going to work? No, but yes. All right, and so partly what I'm trying to show you is that that's a problem, but if I compile my code will actually compile, but I won't get any output for that here.
You won't mark it as an error?
Won't mark it as an error. So what we're going to learn is that C++ will always try to automatically change the value to what it needs to be. And so C++ is taking this double, and it's saying, do I know how to convert it to a character? And apparently the answer was what? Yes. The answer was no, it would not compile. The answer is yes, it would.
Is this technically logic error, or is this
yes, this would be logic. This would be logic. And in fact, if I got the number big enough, right, if I went 65.2, remember last class we kind of talked about these numbers, right? I should get A. Right? So it's taking 65.2 and translating it over to an integer 65, which is A as a character. So it's doing that all automatically behind the scenes, which usually you don't want your code to do things automatically. So far we haven't got any syntax errors, but just logic errors. right? Let's get syntax in, right? I make it a string and I give it 65.2. Right now, right, process exited with code of what? 1. So did it compile? No. So strings don't know how to auto-convert a decimal to a string. This kind of makes sense. Right? You don't know how to take a number and then make it be a string. Doesn't know how to do that, so here you get an actual. Questions on any of that? Ready for a totally different idea? Topic? Kind of goes in with what we're talking about. We're going to have escape sequences, and then we're going to get into constants and kind of look at why these things might be useful. So escape sequences, the reason we have them is because we have characters that mean something special in C++. And so if I put those characters, let's say in a string, I might not be able to do that. Okay? Which characters would it be hard to put into a string? What do we think?
Quotes.
Quotes, right? Because the quotes mean something. Quotes mean beginning of string, end of string. If I put a quote in the middle, then what is C++ going to think?
Yeah, it stands still.
Yeah, it ends right in the quote, but we want it to end at the end, right? So we need escape sequences to handle that kind of stuff. And then there's also just like keys on your keyboard that, or keys that aren't on your keyboard that you want to deal with, and so that's where escape sequences come. So new lines, tabs, right? Double quotes, single quotes, need these escape sequences. And I looked through those slides, that's because I really want to get to what they actually look like. Okay, escape sequences always start with a backslash. How do you know it's a backslash? Which way is it falling? Backwards. Backslash is fall backwards, forward slash is fall forward. Yes?
So we often use end line semicolon and their lines. I've seen a lot of people using a /n instead. Is that like an alternate version?
Yes.
Or we're just doing that?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do, \n is a new line character. It's like you hit enter on your keyboard. So if you're inside of strings, \n will give you a new line.
Oh, so it's only inside.
Only inside of strings.
Wait, is that really necessary? Do you want to do that, or you can't have one on pieces of code?
I mean, at some point you don't want like all your code to go super long.
You want to compile it.
Sorry, follow-up question. So if you do this inside almost any variable, it will just create a new line to continue like if you do
In any string variable.
just string.
Just string. Escape sequences only work in strings or characters. So \n for a new line, don't worry about character return. \t for a tab, you get a tab. Old computers, \a would like make your computer name. It's not gonna work for you though. \now becomes a special character, right? Because it starts an escape sequence. So if you want one \, you have to have what? 2 backslashes. If you want 5 backslashes, you have to have how many backslashes? No.
10.
10. 1 backslash per backslash. For total of 1 backslash per backslash. Single quotes inside of characters, \, quote. Why don't we need to escape it in strings? Single quotes only 4 characters, right? So strings are double quoted, so you can put as many single quotes as you want. But inside of a string, right, \, quote, 3. Let's just do a quick example of those, and then we'll get into how to do constants. I'm gonna need a little bit more. String S is going to get assigned, right? Hello, \t world, right? And then we're going to do like \n, and then say awesome. And then maybe the \n. And then if we see out it, right? What are we expecting to see for output? Right. Hello world on top with a tab in between, and awesome on its own line. Right? That's what I heard. Does that sound right? Gotta be. What do we get? We get hello tab world, right? \n says to output, right? The next thing that's going to be output is going to be where? Our new line. What you'll find out is that to make your output look nice, I know this output doesn't look nice, but to make your output look nice, normally it looks pretty ugly in code, right? This is pretty ugly, I would say, right? But to get that, you'd have to. Now, you'll notice that syntax highlighting is your friend, right? If I wanted to put a double quote right here, right? If I just did a double quote, you'll notice that the rest of the line turned what? Black, right? Because what's in the string in the double quotes, right? We call that string literal, right? What's in it turns blue. And when I put another quote in there, it ends. So is this going to compile?
Yeah. Just a hello. What?
No, it's right. Because it doesn't know how to interpret the rest of this URL. It's awesome, right? So we don't get a compiler. How do I fix?
Backslash.
And you'll notice that what does my syntax highlighting do? It's all back to blue again, right? So now in my output, I get a double quote inside of the string. Put a double quote inside of the string. It's backslash. Cool. Questions on any of that? All right. Let's talk about something totally different, right? And this is the idea of naming literal. What are literals? A name for a specific value, right? So 2 is a literal value, right? In this case, an integer. Okay. And so what we find in code when we write bigger programs is that numbers or strings or whatever, right? A literal shows up many times in your code. All right, so I'm going to give you an example of when that might happen and then show you how we can kind of fix the problem of the number showing up so many times. So here's my example. I own a bunch of banks. Okay, I just teach for fun. I own a lot of banks. I'm very rich, right? So I have a bunch of bank branches, and each of my branches have taller windows, right? And I got so rich because all my branches and windows look the same. Right? Just cookie cutter, right? Paste it wherever we want. So I have 3 bank branches, and all my bank branches just randomly also have 3 taller windows. So I have 3 bank branches. Each of those branches has 3 taller windows. Okay? And since I'm a programmer, I wrote a lot of code that did stuff based on how many branches I have and how many taller windows I have. Which means the number 3 is going to show up a lot in my code. Does that make sense? The number 3 is going to show up a lot. The number 3 is a literal value. Okay? The number 3 is a literal value. It doesn't change. But does 3 mean just one thing in my code? No, it means 2. Okay, it means 2 things. And that's fine, right? Numbers can be used for all sorts of things. So here I'm using it for 2 things. Okay, but now, right, you guys get to decide, is my bank doing well or is my bank doing terrible? Terrible. Terrible. That's what my other class did too. It's so depressing. Right, my bank's doing terrible. Right, so 2 of my branches closed down. So how many branches do I have left? 1. Okay, I have 1 branch left. Still has 3 windows, but those haven't broken yet. But I have 1 branch left. Now my code that used the number 3 for all my branches, what do I have to go do? Change it to 1. How am I going to change it to 1? Can I find and replace all the 3s and change them to 1? No, why not? Because 3 also means something else, right? Right? And so what we're going to learn is that you can name values, something else, right? Some mnemonic, some name. That way I can use that name throughout my program as opposed to the number. That way I can easily change and update things as big things. Okay? Variables let me do that, right? Create a variable, store a value in it, that's its value. The problem with a variable, just a vanilla variable, is that can those variables change while the program's running? Sure, right? Variable, the thing in the box can change over and over and over again. Okay, but I don't really want it to change, and so I have to do a little bit something special to my box to say, put this value in here, and for the rest of the program, this value cannot change. Does that make sense a little bit? Right, and to do that, all right, let's ignore the const part real quick. First, you just create a variable. Type, identifier, assign it a value. Everyone good with that? There's nothing new there. All right, to make it read-only so it can't change, we just add the word const, the keyword, C-O-N-S-T for constant. We put that before my variable declaration. that make sense a little bit? So constant K branch count is 3. It will be 3 for the life of my program. It will never change. If I try to change it, right, I'm going to get a compiler error. My program will not compile if I change this somewhere else. Okay? Now you're also noticing that the identifier, the name of my variable, is different, right? This is to help us differentiate between constant variables and regular variables. Regular variables, all lowercase, separate words with what? Underscores. Constants, you're seeing, always start with a what? K, and we separate words with what? Camel case, a capital letter. Okay? Why a K? K for constant, because programmers don't know how to do it. So, it's very common that programmers spell count with a K, K-O-U-N-T. So, we just bring that along with us and propagate it out to all the new people. And you'll do it too. You'll be like, well, that's what the programmers used to do, so we'll do it too.
Can you say that one more time? So regular, is it literals? You separate with the underscore and
Regular variables, we do underscores, and then constants, we do this K and then uppercase for each new. So now I have, right, 3 windows, 3 branches, right? In my program, I wouldn't say like something times 3, I would say something times K windows count, or something times K branch count, right? Which means that if my bank starts going under, I go back to the top of my code, I change that 3 to a 1, and those changes propagate through the rest of my code. I don't have to re-find all the 3s and change them to 1, because I only stored 3 one place and just use the name everywhere. It also can make your code more readable, because instead of seeing 3 all over the place, you see what? Branch count, right? Or bank windows. Windows. Yeah.
as you use that regularly, you constantly use the K branch count. Right?
Yes. Yeah, and we'll see an example of it in a second. Right, the only way to update, right, is to change it and recompile, right? It can't change while the program is running. I think we already said all this, right? You can create it. You have to give it a value when you create it, which makes sense because can you change the value after you create it? No, so you better give it a value. Okay? And then, right, you can't assign it something else. Constant start with K, we saw that. Yeah. Okay, let's see an example of these. So once again, to create, right, a constant, right, we are just creating a variable, but then what word are we putting before it? Const. Const. So I'm going to say const, which is going to change color, right? Const. In this case, we're going to make a double called K rate and give it the value of 6.9. Why a double?
Because you're using decimal.
Using a decimal, okay? Everyone pay attention real quick. You were spacing out, zoning out, pay attention. In your lab today, you're going to make a constant for pi. Okay, and for whatever reason, students like to create that constant with the word int. Right? But pi is a what?
Decimal.
It's a decimal, right? So it's a double. Please make it with a double. Hopefully you or your partner heard that, or the rest of the class has permission to make it. It's a double, right? Think as all my examples, whenever I introduce things, I always use int. Right? It's short, it's easy to do, but there are a bunch of other types. So I created a double called K rate, right? Give it the value of 6.9, right? Just for, right? You would never do this, but let's say sometime later in my program I wanted to change it to 7. Would this work?
No.
No, right? And in fact, the error message we get is kind of nice. It says, right? Error assignment of read-only variable K rate, right? A constant is basically a read-only variable. You can get values out. Can you put values in? No. Your box is like now a window box. You can see what's in it, but you can't ever change it. All right, so don't do that. You can't do that.
If you wanted to change it to 7, you could just make it.
Right. If I wanted to change it to 7, I would go up here and change it to 7. So I'm going to calculate some interest based on this rate. I'll give myself a little bit more room here. All right, so I'm going to need some variables to hold that. So double, and I'm going to have my deposit I have my new balance. This is good practice for your code assignment 1B, right? How do you get values from the user? When you get values from the user, you first tell them what the heck it is that you want. Okay? So anytime you get values from a user, you always see out first. Okay? Because the user doesn't understand how your program's running, you need to tell them what they want. Right? So I'm going to say see out. Instead of say please enter. Right? It's nice to be nice to your user, at least at the beginning, right? Please enter your deposit. Right? And then I'm going to put a period, and then I'm going to do a space and a $sign, and you'll see why I do that here in a second. Right? You remember how we get data into our program? CN for console input, and then we do two greater than symbols. Right? And then this is the deposit, so I'm going to put it in the variable called deposit. See out, ask the user, CN, right? Actually get the data from the user and store it into the variable, in this case called what? Deposit. Right? And your assignment, right? See out, please enter a number between 1 and 10, CN, greater than symbol, and then what? User's guess, right? The number the user enters, I don't know. Right? Whatever the name of your variable is that you're storing. Does that make sense a little bit? No. Right, file that away for your game if you're not there. All right, so at this point, I have the deposit, right? How much money the user is depositing in my bank.
Oh, I see.
Right?
$11.
Right? Little do they know that my bank's going under soon, and I'm just going to take all the money and move to somewhere not in the U.S.
Like Uganda?
So now, right? Anyone good at math? Right? We're not doing compound. We're not doing daily compound interest, but how would I figure out what the new balance is? What do I do?
You're gonna add that to it.
Okay, so we're gonna add it to what they have already. So I got that. So we're gonna do deposit plus what? Right in the back. What do we got? Deposit times K rate. Is that it? Times what? Time, but we don't have no time. We're doing basic. Just one time. And then you want to see it? See out, right? Your new balance. Right, and I'm gonna put a $sign, right? And then I'm actually gonna give them a new balance. No, they're gonna have a glance. Nothing wrong with the glance.
And then we're gonna see you, then you have that.
No, I'm leaving the country. They're not gonna be able to. All right, let's look at what my program's doing. Right? Everyone see it says, please enter your deposit. Right? Then there's a $sign, and then it's waiting for input. So the $sign is just making it look easier for the user to type. Right? What they're going to enter is going to be right next to the $sign. How much you guys want to deposit?
$1 billion.
$7 billion, and you're going to be.
Is that $1 billion?
I don't know.
Right? 9 zeros plus a 1? Does that sound right?
Yeah.
I don't think my bank can take that much money. There's my deposit, right? And my new balance, unfortunately, right?
It's too big.
Gives me a scientific notation. So. My pick doesn't take billions. You can't read that. We're real small.
25 cents.
Right? My new balance is what? 7,900. That sounds like a really good bank rate. Right. But the bank rate doesn't seem right. Anyone know what's wrong with that formula? Right, 6.9%. So to make a decimal, what would I do? But in my thing, I would take K rate and do what to it? Now if I run it, $1,000. $1,000. And I get 1,069, which should be right. 6.9% should give me $69.
Please E1000. It says please E1000 your deposit.
I know that sometimes the terminal, like I clicked in, it should have clicked in all the way to the right, but it like put the cursor where it's fine. That's because it's using the browser. Now, anyone earning 6.9% in the bank?
It's more like.
No, it's more like less than a
Right?
percent.
Kind of like that, right? And then it's divided by 100.
It's 1/100th of a percent.
How about 0.1%?
There we go.
That sounds about right.
It's 10%.
So if I give them $1,000, I got $1.
For every $1,000, you get $1.
Yeah, after some amount of time, maybe the whole year. I mean.
It's very low interest rates.
Yeah, well, that's probably what your interest rate is.
Interest rates are hit historic lows.
It's just it. Alright, everyone see that? I changed it one place, right? And this formula got updated based off of that rate. Remember, this value could show up a lot of places, right? Especially in today's lab, you'll store pi, and pi can show up in all sorts of formulas, right? Does pi ever change? No. I know, we discover more precision of pi, but pi never changes. Question on constants, where you would use it, why you would use it?
And I still feel like I could just use a regular variable.
You can. Okay. What we're gonna find out, constant is for protection, for your protection as a program, right? Yeah. If it wasn't a constant, would this all work? Yes. But if you accidentally change k rate later on in your program, it wouldn't change.
Would you use constant to say that that's like a user input in like a payroll system and there's less employees so they can change the rate? And
You
like,
wouldn't.
constant,
You'd have to have like some wrappers around it for like conditions. But constant has to be set on true. So you want to be able to do it like that. It will be back. Don't have to run code. All right, questions on that? You guys want to do some math?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys did okay on the other math? Yeah, well, I hate to say it, but if you hate math, then you're probably not going to like programming. Okay, you're not going to do calculus in this class, but you have to logically be able to think, and you have to logically be able to do simple math. If you do that, if you do simple math, then you're good. All right, but you need to know a little bit of math to do it. I would all that. Okay, so let's talk about our arithmetic operators. So those are math
You can just
operators.
tell your program that that's the
and
answer.
integer division. Did I tell us what operators were? Did I mention that? Operators are just symbols that do stuff. Right? That's the, if I was writing a book, like when you were reading it, that's what I would say, right? Operators are symbols that do things. Okay, well, what does that mean? Well, what's a symbol that does something? Plus sign. What does the plus sign do?
It adds.
Adds.
It adds two numbers together, right?
Or more.
1 plus 1, right? Okay, 1 plus 1, right? An operator that does something, right? What about this? X equals 5.
It's assigning the value.
It's an assignment operator, right? It's assigning a value to X, right? And that value being 5, right? So operators are just, right? Symbols that do things. Right, we've also seen it with CL. We don't know what that operator does, but CL, what do we put after the CL? Two less than symbols, right? CN does what? Two greater than symbols. So they do stuff, right? We might not know what they all do, but just operators that do things. So obviously, math operators do what? They do math, right? Good, right? So there's 5 basic math operators: plus, minus, times, divide, and then this thing called mod.
All math operators are drug addicts.
Plus and minus makes sense. Multiplication is not a dot like you would do like in a math class, but an asterisk. Division is what kind of slash? Forward slash. Good. Backslash is for what?
Something?
Escape sequences, right? Escaping those characters, right? So forward slash for division, backslash is for doing stuff inside strings. And then we'll talk about good old mod here.
It's not good.
These operators can be used with various types. Most often used with number types. Okay? What that means is you can take an int and you can add it to another int. What do you think you're going to get back as your answer? An int. If I take a double and I add it to a double, what do you think you're going to get back? What about an int plus a double? What if I mix my types? Double. Lots of confidence. Misplaced though. You're going to get double. Right. Which is good, right? If I take an int and I want to add a double to it, I don't want to lose that precision. And the order doesn't matter, just so long as one or the other is a double. That's all.
So if you take a double and throw it 5 and double to the original 8, or you still using the precision on the
You're not losing any precision because I'm doing something and then getting it rid of that. Right? So anytime I do a math operation, 5 plus 5.5, I had to literals, and what do I get? I get a whole new literal. Or in this case, what would I get? 10.5. So I start out with 2 literals, and I get a third literal value. Right. So I'm not losing anything there. There's precedence, all right? There's precedence in math, like PIMDAS, like we're used to seeing in math. We're going to learn that there's more precedence because there are more symbols than just our normal math symbols, right? Assignment operator has a precedent. Those less than symbols together and the greater than symbols together, they have a precedent. We'll talk about that precedent a little bit later. But overall, just normal, right? 4 plus 6 times 3 is what?
22.
22, because 6 times 3 is 18 plus 4 is 22, right? Do the multiplication. Right, parentheses change it. What do we get here?
30.
30. 4 plus 6 is 10. We multiply it by 3. Notice that you don't say 4 plus 6, right, and then put a 3, right? How we would write it in math, right? You have to have a what? You have to have an operator in order to operate on your math equation. It's not an equation. I don't teach math. It's always good practice to use parentheses, even if the parentheses don't really do anything. Right? So 4 plus 6 times 3, a lot of times we write it as 4 plus 6 times 3. Right? Both of these give you what for your answer?
Same thing.
Same thing, right? 22. But this just helps you feel good about what you wrote. All right? And when you read someone else's code, it helps you read their code a little bit faster. So parentheses actually help for readability. Help our brains not work as hard, which is always good. Questions on any of that? All right. Let's see if we can figure this out. An int plus an int gives me a what? Int. And an int minus an int is going to give me a what?
Int.
And an int times an int is going to give me a what?
Integer.
So an int divided by an int is going to give me what? An int, right? So it's not going to magically change, right? But we run into problems because we expect 10 divided by 3 to give me what? Right? If we were in math class, your math teacher would do something like that, right? 3.3 forever, right? We're not in math class. We are in what class?
Programming and
C++
algorithms.
programming. So in this class, 10 divided by 3, well, 10 is a what? And 3 is a integer, and an int divided by an int gives me a what? So what do I get for my answer? 3. I get 3. Right? So it's going to truncate, right? Because it's an int. Int divided by an int gives me a int. Right? Don't do that on your math test. You're going to get it marked wrong. But do it on my test because you're going to get it marked correct. Does that make sense a little bit?
How to retake that.
Right? Floating point's great. A double times a double gives me a double, right? So a double divided by a double gives me a double. You get your floating point number back.
Double.
Right? Integer division, though, only gives me the integer part because it's, right, doing integer division. 10 divided by 3 is 3. Right? 5 divided by 2 is what? 2. Not 2.5. Right? So long as one side or the other is a floating point, right? When it's mixed, remember, you always get back to floating point. So 10 divided by 3.0, well, 10 is an int, but 3.0 is a what? Double. Int divided by a double gives me a? Double. Int divided by a double or double divided by an int, both give me a double. Doesn't matter what side.
Double int.
All right, mod. Let's talk about mod. All right?
Oh God.
You're going to have to go way back in time to grade school.
I never learned modular in high school.
When you learn long division. Okay, so let's figure out, right?
I learned long division, but not modular. Yeah.
So we just kind of did an example.
Yeah, we did last semester.
Goes into 10. Right? Everyone remember this? Right? So 3 goes into 10 how many times? 3. So we put the 3 up here, and then what do? 3 times 3 is 9, right? And we subtract it, and we get what? 1. And then we learn how to what? Carry over, put a 10 there, right?
For not a math class, we're learning a lot of math.
Right? What did we learn before the decimal? Right? And so what do we put up here? We would do R1, right? 3 goes into 3 times evenly, right? And what's left over? There's 1 left over. And what do we do with this 1? I don't know. I just put it up there and call it good, right? Well, in programming, it turns out that this thing right here is really useful for us. Okay, and so we devised a way to get that. And the way to get that is by using the percent sign for mod or modulo. Okay, so I take 10 and I divide it by 3. What's my answer?
It's
3, and not 3.3 because it's integer division. But if I take 10 and I mod it by 3, what do I get? I get that remainder. And I get whatever is left over. Right? I take 13 and mod it by 5, what do I get?
2.
Because 5 goes into 13 how many times evenly? Twice, which is 10. 13 minus 10 is 3. Does this make sense a little bit? All right, let's put it in a place where you will actually use it. And the first place you'll actually use it in this class is where? The random number generator, okay? Now, in the random, in your lab, you say ran, I think it's lowercase r. Right, we say ran mod 10, right, to generate a random number. And I told you, what did that give us? A range of values from what?
0 to 9.
0 to 9, okay? We had a +1 to make it 1 through 10. You'll have to do that in your code. Okay, let's talk about why it gives us the values of 0 through 9. Right? Now, if I took 10 right into any number, okay? Someone give me a number.
2.
Bigger than that.
17.
35, right? 10 goes in 35 how many times? Remember that? Right? So if my random number generated was 35, the answer I would get would be what? 5. Okay? So let's make it even easier for us. If, right, my number was 10, 10 goes into 10 how many times? 1 with a remainder of what? 0, which is my what? That's my lower range. Can we see that? 10 goes into 19 how many times? Still what? How much is left over? Which is my what? My upper range. Yeah. That's what you meant. 10 goes into 20 how many times? Twice, with how much left over? So where am I going now? Back to the beginning, right? So when I mod a number, I will always get 0 to 1 less than what I'm modding. Because if I go 1 more than 9, I get 10, and does 10 go evenly into 10? Yes, so that's 0. Okay, so no matter the number, and in fact, if you ever output this, right, it just might be 1, 8, 3, 7, 2, 5.
Because can't go up to 10.
Right?
No?
Can you go with that? But if I mod that by 10, right, I will get a number between 0 and 9. In this case, what number will I get? 3, right? So we're really just giving you that last number. Pretty cool? So if I wanted a number between
If you did
0, or let's say 1 and
33,
100, right, what would I do? I do ran mod what?
If you did 23
100,
10,
and then what?
there would be 3 left over.
Right? Mod 100 will give me a number between 0 and
11,
99.
1 left over.
And 1 will shift that to 1 through.
Where is the range?
Somewhere else. Yeah. Random numbers in C++, the ones we're using are actually pseudo-random numbers. So they're just stored somewhere. And so when I say rand, it just goes and picks them.
Okay, so it's just 1.
100 plus 1.
Right. And in your code before this, what line of code did I give you? You remember?
That's random.
That's random. Inside of that, what did I do?
Time, parentheses 0.
Right? And I said, right, for that line of code, I said what? Set up the number random generator. If you don't do that, right, this is what they call a seed for your random number generator. If you don't do that, you will always get the same progression of numbers. Because they're not actually random, they're what? Pseudo-random, right? So you always get the same progression of numbers. Which is nice for like testing purposes, right? I know I'll always get 1, and then I'll get 5, and then I'll get 3, and then I'll get 8. But if you actually had a random game that you were playing, you wouldn't want the same progression. So you can pick any number inside of SRAM, and you always get the same progression. time 0 gives us the current time. And normally when you run your game, time's going to be what? Different. Every time you run your game, time will be different. So the seed where you start will be different. So cool? Sweet. We're doing all that. Yay. Yay. Well, you don't divide by negative. That's awesome. All right, you want an example why this is important for you to remember? All right, you're now all landscaping architects. I don't know what that means, but it sounds
I don't
pretty
need college
fancy.
anymore.
And you thought you were fancy, but you actually just landscape highways, which sounds kind of boring. So you charge 5,000 bucks a mile, all right?
Wow.
You're going to work on 2,112 feet of highway. So charge $5,000 a mile. I work on 2,112 feet. I want to figure out how much I should get paid, right? How many feet are in a mile? 5,280, right? We got to do this conversion. Right? So that should be my formula, right? Total price is 5,000 times feet over 5,280. Does that sound right? So if I want to figure out how much I'm going to charge, right, this might be something that I would write in code, right? And so I might write code something like this. Right, create my fee, create my total price. All right, I want to get paid to the penny, so my total price is in doubles, right? But I work on whole number of feet, right? So my feet is in. So my total price is 5,000. I was going to say TP is 5,000, right? But before that, I multiply it by what? Feet over what? 5,280. Remember with that? Now, feet is what though? Yeah, just a number, right now, 5,280. All right, what's 2,112 divided by 5,280?
A number?
A number, what's the number?
I don't know.
All right, I heard what? Speak. Comes out to 0.4. Anyone do it? Is it 0.4 though? It should be easy for you. Is it 0.4? 0. It's 0. Why is it 0? Integer. An integer divided by an integer gives me back a what? Integer. Does 2,000 go into 5,000? Even once? No, right? Sorry, the other way around, right? Yeah. And so we get 0. 0. Right? 5,280 going into 2,000, right? Doesn't go in even once, right? So I get 0. 0 times 5,000 is what? 0. So apparently, right, as a landscape and architect, if I don't even work on a mile, then my services are what? Free. Do I want my services to be free?
No.
No, I don't think so. Right?
That's why you don't be a landscaping architect.
Change your miles to feet.
Alright. So I heard change feet to 2,112.0. Would that work?
You need to change int feet to.
But then you'd also change int feet to what? Double. Alright, so that's one way to make feet be a double. Now if, I don't know if this is true, you have to figure it out, but if, right, we only work in whole feet, right, we don't do like half feet, right, then you would still want feet to be an integer, right, because you would never want to accidentally put in a decimal. Does that make sense? So if that's the case, what would I have to do?
Just divide the total price by the amount of feet in the mile, and then see how much you charge by feet, right?
Right, but I already have what do I do to this number?
Put a decimal 0 at the end of.
Right, 5,280.0. So long as one side or the other is a double, I get back a double, right? And since feet's already an integer, just divide by 5,280, and I'm good. Okay. In C++, integer division will crop up a lot. You just have to pay attention to what are the types of the variables I'm dividing. Are they going to work or not? Next class, we'll learn how to kind of fix those problems. But in today's lab, just be aware. Let's do an example, and then we'll be good. Let just gonna see out some stuff like 6 plus 9. All right, I'm gonna see out 6.1 plus 9.2. I'm gonna see out, right, 6 plus 9.2. Usually you would like store those in variables and that kind of stuff, but I just want to look, right? An int plus an int gives me back a what? An int, a double plus a double gives me a double, and an int plus a double gives me a double. Right? So long as one or the other is good, then we're on. Six divided by 9, 6.1 divided by 9.2, and 6 divided by 9.2. Right? 9 goes into 6 how many times? 0, right? But 9.2 goes into 6.1 0.6 times. And here you have 0.6 times. Once again, as long as one side or the other is double, you're going to get a double back. Be careful though when both of your numbers are what? Whole numbers, right? So 9, right, doesn't make it into 6, so how much is left over? All of it, right? 6. So 6 mod 9, how many times does 9 go into 6? Right? What's left over? 6. It goes into it 0 times with a remainder of 6. Good? Questions? All right. That's kind of the end. Let's kind of wrap it up. All right, we talked about assignment compatibility. That's putting the right types in the right variables. Right, literals are values. They're just values, I don't change. Case sequences start with a what? Backslash. All right. Constants start with the keyword what? Const. Normally name them K something. Right. Our math operators, right? Plus, minus is the dash. Multiplication is what? Star. Right. Division is /. Good. And mod is the percent sign. Another way to remember which slash it is the same slash that's in the percent. So it's a forward slash and a percent sign, so it's a forward slash for the mod and division combo. Alright, cool. Let's look at our lab today. Today's lab's shorter than last lab, which will give you time to finish up your coding assignment. That's why it's a little bit shorter. You will once again complete it with your partner, right? You and your partner still need to turn in your, right, the same answer sheet, but you both have to put them on your own. If you figure out how to make Canvas do group work easily, right? How do you assign to them easily? Then I'll do that. Right now, just see what I do. You create groups, I know, but I want you to create the groups. I don't know what the groups are until you show up. And I would just auto-generate groups, but not everyone shows up. Question 1 asks for the data type or error if it's not a data type. So like 1A, you see a 5, what's its data type? Integer, right? So I'm looking for in your answer sheet 1A to just say either int or integer. 2 through 6, it's all about putting the wrong thing in the wrong type and figuring out what happens. So creating an int and giving it a double, creating a double, giving it an int, creating an int, giving it a character, character giving it an int, and then a character and putting too many letters in your character literal. Right? Trying to figure out what happens. Question 7, right? This whole thing that's in blue needs to go inside of a string variable. All meaning what? Quotes. It's got quotes. And quotes go around our string. So I think you know how to fix that. All right. And then line 8, write a line of code, right, to store pi to 10 decimal places. Okay. Listen real quickly, right, about this one because students always get scared. Okay. If I want it to go to at least 10 decimal places, what should its type be? Just double. Long double gives us, I think, 20. Double gives us 15. So that's good enough. If you see out it to like check your answer, you'll only get like precision of 6. Okay, that is not a problem with the double. The double stored it fine. That's a problem with how see out outputs it. Okay. Next class we'll learn how to like do precision with see out. So you can say how many decimal places you want to see. But it gets stored with the right precision. Alright, so don't call me over and be like, this is how I stored it, but only give me 6 decimals back. That's okay. As long as you made it a double, you'll get the value stored. It's just how it's outputting. Long double, you're still good. Float, not good. Double or long double, you're good. You'll still only see 6. That's something C out. Question? No? Question? You want me to come over? Question? Yeah, okay. Who doesn't have a partner? Some people give it later. Partnered up? And then you two partners. Other questions? I will take a roll again. We'll probably do sign up sheets next class.
So I was working on this last night. I actually got my desktop at home to work with CNI.io. So I will be able to work at home, not from my laptop or with my phone. The lab. Trying to get the instructions to set up questions. Short output target 5,000 output value. I'm just checking if I did it right because I'm not sure I did.
65.
So I defined num1 and num2 and then see how that's
Not size out, just
We can still.
Alright, have you started already?
yeah.
I think we
So
put
that
our names on top.
is readout of the definition.
What's your name, Ethan? How do you spell it? What's your last name? Marshburn? Marsh? Burn?
What?
Yeah, Denzel Peters the third.
Triple I work with the partner on that too.
You mean lab?
So what name would you get?
yeah, a couple
Since
ways.
you've already
You could try to go
started.
So this, you can actually start looking back. You probably want to move back.
Wait, does it tell us to answer why? You have to actually code it in the thing.
There's another way to do
What'd you get for 3? 2?
Because it doesn't.
Oh, 4. 65.
That's what it's like. Computer knows that.
Did you do 5 yet?
On your last question, your output gives you 3.14159. You did it right. Yeah, but I want it at 10, right?
Go back to the call miner wherever you put it. And name my variable spice. Okay. Okay. It's not asking for reasoning. I don't type it anyway. Okay. I'm just making sure for my own. Like. Six. I cannot put the word testing in the word character because it just shows me the letter G. It says in function integer main. Warning, overflow in input constant conversion. What? What'd you get? I put. It said there was an overflow in the constant version. You meant like just life sensor dessert first. Oh wait, hold on. Where's backslash? What is? A good quote is life's uncertain. Keep dessert first. Yeah.
This actually.
It's already on me. So
Yeah, I actually like reading it.
each one
It just says.
type it in here. And then you can go to GitHub here if it's not.
I said you have to put. You have to actually input the code you wrote.
Oh, right here after string.
Yep. Write a line of code to create a constant named KPI that stores the value of pi to 10 decimal places. How do I store it to 10 decimal places? Do I use a long double? Or just a double? Or oh yeah, double, because float is 5, double is like 9. KPI, is that it?
Yeah, for constant pi.
I mean, if you know what it is, you know what it is. The only one I had to run.
I only store the character, I need a string. Or I'll just put integer, and I'll call it KPI.
Double,
Oh,
not
yeah, listen for your name.
Oh, yeah.
Luigi, Kyle, Austin, Brian,
Yeah, lowercase k.
Daniel, Marco, Ivan, here, Maddie, here, Danny, Miguel, Alex, here,
Where's the symbol for pi in here?
Richard, here, Amber,
It's not on the keyboard.
It's looking for, Daniel,
Christina, Denzel,
Here.
Ty, Ryan,
All to 10 decimal
Ryan.
places.
The other man, here, Robert, Nate, Ethan, here, Kevin, here, Chris, here, Sandy, Andy, Kyle,
What's the symbol for pi?
Izzy,
I know it's the little thing.
Izzy, he's moving. Your hand.
Is pi on the ASCII keyboard? Hold, press the P key. This should make the pi symbol. While holding control or something.
How do you feel now?
You have to press num lock and then hold Alt and press 2. No, you turn on the num lock, and then you have to press 7 and 2 at the same time.
Single quotes on character, the double quotes
While holding Alt.
I'm not sure if he's just wanting us to put in the pi's value as in like 3.1 for 1.9.
No, you can actually type the symbol for pi. You say you have to hold Alt and then 7 and 2. Unlock. Oh, then that's not pi though.
No, it's not.
Okay, Alt 7 2. What? I press 0. See, it says 1. Press the num key. You can find this button. Okay, hold the Alt key. Type 227. Oh, okay. Try that again. I think num lock was off because the arrow keys.
First up again.
Just move this to the top line. Okay. Alt 227. Okay.
I don't know the word, but
No, doesn't know what the symbol means.
yeah, so maybe we're just supposed to put it over now. So
3.1415
926
9265
9
1 2 3 4
4 9
5 9 4 9
4 9, I believe.
Okay,
Or it
one.
might be 6 9.
We have to do long double. Nope. How do you make a long double? Just go to the lecture, I'll look at that.
Set position, precision.
Double D?
Set precision.
No, there's an easier way to do it.
Oh, did he give?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the lecture that he showed us. Variables and assignment. I'll just open these.
Just to show the details.
It's called long double.
Oh, it's not 5 9, it's 5 3 5. Yeah.
Well, it says long double. You have to type long double. Or just double for up to 15 digits, but since it's a constant, it won't display 15 digits.
We can ask him. 03.1415
1592
6535
35.
355.
Okay.
Just put running again.
It stops at 9. The constant's only allowed to have 5 decimals. I'll put long in front of it. Yeah. Lucas. Oh, he's getting people flagging down.
When he does that,
Write a line of code to create a constant named KPI that stores the value of pi to 10 decimal places. Pay attention to the type of constant. The type. What types are there?
bracket 5, bracket /5. What is that?
You can get rounded down once it got to this point.
I think what this needs to be, I think that you have to define
It's very interesting.
Does the constant only go to 5 decimal places? By default output of C out. Okay, we'll learn how to change it. Oh.
It says it has to be up to 10 decimals.
It is. So it's stored in the box or the variable as 10. When you output it, C out's only.
So we have to wait till next class to learn how to do up to 10 decimals.
So when you store the 10, right, in the program itself, it is 10 decimals. Just how we see it as it comes out of the program, it looks different.
So I'm already done then.
Right. Yeah, if you did like math with it or something like that, you would still get the right answer.
All right, cool.
This is const double KPI, right?
Yeah. I don't know why. Like,
And then pi, which is the whole number.
See that C++ file.
Okay, I'm done with this.
Who knows?
File save. Let's turn that in. And then do my coding assignment. Kill myself.
I already did.
You did what?
I did a coding assignment Tuesday.
Oh, that doesn't sound very hard.
But it took me like an hour.
Let's find out how hard it is.
I mean, it's not super difficult. It's a little time consuming because like you have to like go into testing and all that.
Yeah. I'm here till 2:15, so I got an hour to work on this. Let's see. The purpose of the exercise is to give you an opportunity to use the code blocks IDE. Okay.
That's all that we have. This due to the coding assignment.
No, the
lab 3.
Lab 1B is due tonight.
That's what you did. I mean, that's the coding assignment.
That's the coding assignment 1B that I have.
Do you have it pulled up? Canvas.
Canvas.
Do you have Canvas pulled up?
Let me go to here.
I'm pretty sure I've done it.
So what you're doing is,
Trying to open Canvas and it's not loading. Oh, I got a grade, probably like a whopping 4 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Doubled it.
Yeah, it was good because you did.
February 1st tonight at 11:59 p.m.
There's that. What else?
The other one was Lab 3. That was it.
Okay. Which is what we just did.
Yes.
Possibly.
Okay.
yeah. And then I have the main thing is here, that you to be flexible.
So we gotta get a name.
And then, I just use this previous
But if it's
assignment, I think, or one of the
computer's gas, computer fan number, something that's out.
outfits or whatever, and but you can probably figure it out now, because I just put my name.
That's why this is right. I feel like I got used to 45.
You have to include something.
I don't have what
Yeah. Always completely log out of everything.
So this is your short box, so this is what you recommend. This is the compile. You can always leave it.
I know, there it is.
They don't.
Thank you.
Oh,
yes, I'm thinking Asphalt Street down soon.
Oh, I didn't bring it today.
Okay, so. Just gonna give it a name. I'll get rid of it.
Oh.
Type and then yeah, you don't need it there because you're double quotes, right? The only thing that's gonna hit it is double quotes.
I'm doing the last one.
You need that.
Oh, yeah.
Before that one. And then one right after.
Yeah.
Jeremy! What's up, dude?
Joining
No, you're the author.
Well, it's good.
This is the way I get mine.
Yeah, I should have wanted to like say master, arrow master.
Oh,
Alright, then you want to check.
I think somebody either start the
I'm not sure if I think.
thing, because these things take forever to start.
Oh, wow. I finished it around and then I was starting to string. Yeah, so I'm sending that back pretty soon.
Yeah, but get those down.
That's fine. It was a motherboard and the RAM to be able to same time. The tech support guy says it could have been even the graphics card or the hard drive configuration.
This is the library.
They should, because like, from what I'm reading, is Loki's defaults, yeah, those actually work.
So what happens if these I come out? So I did grading. Yours.
Yeah. I had a hard drive last me about like 1 year before. Yeah, it's all modern.
The same master or master.
Yeah, that's in HTSC, Western.
Why is that
One way, like the hybrid, is I just do it in size. So I just did the code that I would use to get one. That's right here. Yeah, that's setup. Like these are instructions basically. So what you could do is one another one right here. That's like your own. And then place your own pseudo code. Yeah, and then so you literally just type this as the setup. I'm not sure if that was the setup right down. Because this is pseudo code, you're gonna actually have to put that as the store.
It says the 10.
I started. Well, you can just write it in now. It's one to write. So after that, it's kind of where you are. Create a variable, so just gas.
Lower. The number right here is standing for the random number generator. Yeah, like if you go under.
Because with that one is great, since it's a quotes in the middle, it's thinking that that is your string, but it doesn't know.
Like, I noticed how Luke gave us like nothing to work with except for like a little bit of code. And we had to put in our own variables, we had to put in our own text and stuff. I've done all that, but I was just testing to see if it works, and now it works. Now I just have to set up the random number generator. Because I commented this out so I can just see it, because I assigned the value at 9 just to see if I can get the computer to recognize the number, and it works. Now I guess
Okay, so now.
yeah. So now what I have to do is I need to make the random number generator and make the integer appear.
For the quote, yeah, and then before this last one here, before.
So this is what you have to do. Tell me what I can
The whole thing, the entire thing at once. Yeah. And then you would need also a quote before.
Okay, so yeah, I was thinking like,
see how like.
For me, I got it to work, but then it stopped after about two guesses.
Oh, did you make like a loop? Oh no, no, you didn't make a
I
loop.
didn't make a loop.
You made two.
Two ifs.
Yeah.
So I may as well show that random number. So I just
So you just say whatever.
So I can just say more, guess higher.
Oh, it'll know if you guess if the guess is higher.
Yeah. No, I put it so that if it's higher, then it'll write guess higher or lower.
Oh, you did a less than, and
yes.
Okay. I see. And then you say else if it'll say guess higher if it's not less than the computer's guess. That's pretty cool.
if I have to comment out std count, because I can't really understand how it works.
See out? Or count?
No, count.
I didn't have count in there.
Really?
No. I think count was a typo. Because I have see out, but not count. I guess
Or maybe it was a typo.
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah, because when I was in there,
Did it keep
didn't run
crashing?
at all.
It kept crashing?
Yeah.
That's probably, yeah. See, STD count doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Just while you're doing
Yeah.
it.
I'll probably run off now.
Yes, sir, if I do that.
I'll be around.
After you,
Huh?
KPI part.
Did I do what?
Finish the KPI part, the last one.
Well, Luke said that you're going to learn how to display all 10 digits in the next class.
It's just saying error.
Oh, it's saying error.
Yeah. It's like our assignment.
Yeah, I don't think we need to show how we can.
I'm trying to tell you.
No, the constants have to be assigned a value. You can't just assign the constant. You have to give a value. You can't just assign a value after them.
Oh.
Yeah,
you can't modify it shouldn't be.
Yeah, it has to be assigned when you make the constant. And it's a double because see, the reason why it's failing is because you haven't assigned KPI a value until later, so it counts.
Constants have to have their values assigned when they're made. Computer guess has been previously stated. I'm gonna delete this then. Please try your luck. 8. You guessed wrong. So we had to add 1 to this modulo, right? So it'd be 1 to 10, right? Because it was originally 1 to 9. So then we had to add 1, so now it's 10. Okay. All right, I'm going to see if I can actually get the number right. Nope. Nope. I'm gonna if you don't mind, I'm gonna put your name on my code and say you help me with this because I'm thinking about putting that in there. What's your last name?
M-O-U-A.
M-O-U-A. Okay, I'll put Jeremy on there. Thank you. Make another if statement. This is almost like JavaScript almost. It's just that, there's some things that are different, like integer. Instead of saying var, you just say integer, and then there's different types of variables. But it's pretty much the same. You have a, it starts with a C. I keep forgetting what it is. It's the stuff that goes in between these parentheses. It's the, whatever. It's the argument or whatever you put in here. You put something in there as the argument, and then everything inside the curly braces is what is executed if that's true. So basically, you put a boolean in here. Oh, you could put a boolean in there.
Because you don't want, if they get it right, you don't want them to ask again, right?
Oh, okay, so that'd be on the, you do something like, the guess was correct, incorrect, you tell them something, and then you
Inside of it.
Yeah.
You have to do
We got it
it
right, we got it right.
It's in the-
If they didn't get it right, we'll have to ask them for it, right, tell them they got it wrong.
It's in the construction set up, right? You can't
And, okay, so just do say break after this line.
Oh, I guessed it right. Oh, it says your guess was correct. Guess lower. Whoops. Okay, I need to change that. I'll put an else. How did you do that? See in. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you accept another input when you put the else.
Right here, this is that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of this C, this else right here and see what happens. 8. I guessed it right again. 2. Okay.
Basically, yeah, without your, that's already is.
Oh, really? With the loop? My other question was about that. Okay,
Okay, we can do it, yeah, we can do it together.
I'm gonna come over here.
Hey, do that. So you need a terminal. That's how we'll have to turn it.
Did you already do yours?
Yeah, so in here, it adds space, that's a space, dot, type that, hit enter. That's it. Question first. Okay, you got that.
Oh, same thing actually. So, mine's been a bit more complicated for a while.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, his terminal, so you don't have to have this as bash in it plus sign, but somewhere. You don't
Take this and you can
do like alpha, right? And then, but how do I know that it's going to happen? I'll show you. Well, it's set up. You don't have access to it. Yeah.
I'm trying to do guesses, but I'm trying to see like, okay, enter those numbers.
It says master, you're on master, like, I'm trying to do like the second try. It's always like if,
Okay, now, if I don't guess correctly, it'll say your guess was incorrect, and then it'll ask for another user input. It does it once, but when I input it and it's incorrect, it goes back to this, and then it freaks out and stops the program. So if I do this, it says, please try your luck, I say 8, and then it says your guess was incorrect, try again. So I say like 2, and then the program ends. It doesn't tell me I lost.
Yeah, you're missing something.
Yeah. I mean, we're probably missing a very fundamental thing called a loop.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's pretty. Well, I mean, I'm wondering what happens if I guess it correctly. If that happens, hold on. So I'll put 8 or 6. Nope.
So once I think about it,
I'm wondering if you could make a loop the same way you can in JavaScript. Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Well, it just has to tweak it.
I see. I'll just say while users guess is not equal equal sign with an exclamation point, or is it the exclamation point? I'm gonna try the exclamation point. When users guess is not, because I'm looking at that one over there on the wall. Or is that not right? I'm just going to put equals that. If it's not equal to computer's guess, I'll just say your guess was incorrect. Try again.
Yeah, I just wanted to know specific.
The other way you can do it is making it
Well, that is the specific reason.
Yeah.
the amount of guess, and then just put extra code to make it longer.
I could do that.
Instead of doing a loop,
I'm gonna just see if this loop works.
Yeah, you see it on GitHub.
I'm gonna comment out the else here.
Nothing on Canvas. I don't know if you can like tell Canvas hey quit annoying me. I turned it in.
oh, I just don't want to accidentally not turn it in.
Yeah, I know. If it's on GitHub and you can see the files there, that's what I'm gonna create.
Oh, the while loop works. Oh, I guessed it correctly. Okay, hold on. 2. Okay, it freaked out. Okay. I'll just bring back this else then. Maybe what if I comment out return 0? And then I'll try that again. Because return 0 makes the program stop. So what I'm gonna comment that out and see what happens. Oh, it restarted. 4. Yep, crashed.
No, but if you open up.
Okay. Guess I'll just delete this while loop. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna do it over and over. I'm gonna do that. I just keep writing else's, right? So if it guesses wrong, I can just put down here. I can just put right here. C in. Users guess until they get it right.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. 6. Yeah, I could just. Oh, then it stops. See, if I get it incorrect, it says try again. I can put more else statements. I'll do that. Else. Okay.
I only need one try with
Okay, now it says I can't put an else there.
No, I think what I would do, I just put like a backslash. That means that this will be the number of space.
Oh, I think it would be easier if we could name if statements. Because in JavaScript, were we able to name if statements? Or no? We were able to name, like, oh no, I'm thinking of variables. Okay, maybe I could make. Okay, I'm trying to remember. In JavaScript, we make variables that had if statements in them. Or did we make a function? Yes, we need functions so that we can say if. That's why this isn't. That's why I can't make it keep going, because I need a function to see if the user's guess is not equal to computer's guess, and then that function will run. But then I can make another function that says if it's equal to this, it will say you win. Then that would make more sense, but I don't know how to make a function in C++. So that's the problem.
Yeah, so you would have
Your guess was incorrect. Try again. Guess was incorrect.
It is. So for testing purposes, right? Like I don't want to play this up really time, but I do. Make sure you remove this. Very stop. I'll just see out.
Luke, you're cheating.
I am cheating. I want to cheat.
Yes, you are cheating.
Right. So you know it's a 7, right? That's why allows you to either just guess 7, yeah, 1, right? Or right, you know, that's 3, so I'm going to guess something wrong. 5. I'm going to guess 3. Right? So right? So things are. So make sure you get rid of that one. You want to leave it? 100% is just
Chris, wouldn't we need functions to also make the loop?
I did use the functions.
Yeah, see, that's what I was telling Jerry. I'm like, wouldn't it be a little bit easier if we had functions? Because we would have a function that would run the if statement instead of running it by itself.
Just use the if statement in your loop.
Exactly. Yeah, because I was going to say, like, have a function that says if the user's guess is not the computer's guess. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I'm gonna read that book, that a 1 hour a day book.
Should say.
I'm gonna read that.
Just a little bit of Googling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then just
Yeah. So I created a function, used a for loop, and it repeats itself. Actually.
Ooh, I'm on the terminal. Okay, I have to write something in the terminal. Nothing specified, nothing has been added.
I'm saying command not found. Yeah, that's okay. Kyle, are you still here? Sources would be like if you like watch a video online or you took code from online or anything like that. You don't do the sources for anything like I do, but anything outside.
I got advice from the tutor, that like 2 issues before the front desk. I didn't catch your name, like, so, person working at the front desk.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good.
I just asked her to check if they want to buy a file loop or something, so you guys, when she's like. They don't have any computer science, do they?
They don't. It's kind of annoying.
Super unfortunate.
We do though. I'll set it up, but they're gonna do tutoring after computer science clubs on Fridays.
Yeah.
So that was
kind of what I figured. I started with this, I was like,
yeah, you're like, I needed this before. Things are due on Thursday. So if I get it wrong, let's start over. Yeah. Well, not at the top. No.
It's a file. These are files. So yeah.
Jerry, what's the one thing you never do in programming? I mean, there's a lot of things, but just, you know, one of them.
Not at the top of my head.
Never put a function inside of another function.
Oh, nested.
Yeah, don't ever make a nested function. Also, don't write more code than you need. Like, don't. If you're writing too much, then you are doing something wrong. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try this. See what happens.
You hit that barrel.
8. Okay, slower. So it's like 5.
I know it's weird that it doesn't happen.
Okay, now what happened was when I guessed lower, it stopped. Try it again.
So a couple things work for it. 100%, that's good. Master, arrow master, that's good.
Is this what happens to yours when you do the second guess? It just stops working?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, because what happens is if you make another, because what, logically, it starts off by asking the question, it's up here. So it asks, please try your luck and guess a number between 1 and 10. So it asks for an input, and if your input is correct, it'll say you're correct, and it stops. And then if it's not correct, it'll say it was incorrect, try again. And I also made an if statement that says if it's less than the computer's guess, it asks for you to guess lower and asks, oh wait, maybe I should put another input in here. Maybe if I put an input in here. Might break it. That's too many. 9? Okay, now it just says it was incorrect. So I'll just
copy all this code.
8.
Pop it in there.
Oh, it's working. Oh, when I did it the 3rd time, it failed.
Yeah, you didn't use any.
Because I asked for it 3 times. Because you're right, if I do it like 3 times. I'll like do.
Well, it should be your.
I have no idea.
Your assignment should be in the assignment. Assuming you didn't copy what we did. Yeah. Yeah, it's the one in the assignment one. Because when I go, because I'm in grade 9 to get a view. So I want to make sure I can find it.
So I just go to the dash again to start over?
Yeah, let's start over. Get add dot, get commit dash n, get push.
No, yeah.
How accurately you have cycle versus like you don't know the URL, don't just like yeah. Where you got
Yeah, so it doesn't show you the type it off, it won't show you.
Alright, let's see what happens. Okay, now it failed. You only get 1 more. What did I do wrong? Before, there's an error before C out. Oh, no semicolon. No semicolon. Oh, and I'm going to try to test it. I made it so that you get 3 guesses. Let's see what happens. Try your number. Try your luck. 6. Your guess was incorrect. 3. Guess lower. 1. You only get 2 more. 2. You only get 1 more. 0. Program terminated.
Wait, how many guesses did you allow them?
I allowed them 5, so look,
5.
or 4, I don't remember. So 8, your guess was incorrect. 9, guess lower. 5, you only get 2 more. Maybe what I should do is keep copying these. Hold on, let me copy this.
You're right. So, Coach Academy has an okay. They have an okay.
How's your first code look like?
Get 2 more. This is probably more complicated than it needs to be. Get 1 more.
But you did give it a number that was to me. That's not the
If I had a function, this would be easier.
What's going to make them to like get the extra credit?
It doesn't say you have to make a function, but it just says you have to make it. It doesn't have to be a loop either. You just have to make it so you can have so many guesses or guess higher. I'll just say program terminated. Yeah, okay, let me try this. Try your luck. 8. Your guess was incorrect. 4. Guess higher. 7. You get 2 more. Guess slower. 6. Guess you only get 1 more. 5. Is it 5? Program terminated.
What's the first one? Code look like?
Hold on. The first one, what does my code look like?
Yeah.
Oh. I just said, if the user's guess is correct, your guess was correct, you win. Or else your guess was incorrect and it asks you for another input. And then I just kept making if and else statements saying guess lower, guess higher. If it was less than computer's guess.
So the if else is just loops.
Well, they're just what programming does is they go in order with logic. So let me try this again. We'll get 2 more. Guess higher. 6. 9. Guess higher. It's higher than 9. Program terminated. Okay. I think I'm doing something terribly wrong. Oh, I have to keep bringing down this if statement that says user's guess is the computer's guess. I have to keep bringing that down.
Right? It's really hard to type when someone's watching. Yeah. Really hard. So true.
Just restart the computer.
What? I went to 3 and then it said guess higher. Like I was wrong. I'm just gonna comment out all this. I messed up bad.
And then back.
Whoops. There. There's another error. What line is that? Before, I think I missed a semicolon. Yep.
How many guesses do you get now?
Please try your luck and guess a number between 1 and 10. Also, you will never win. 3. Error. Error? 3, 4. Your guess was incorrect. 6. Guess lower. 5. 3. It's lower than that. 2. 1. Program terminated. Hold on.
Terminated.
Oh, what I did wrong here is I made more of these. Let me just delete those. There. There we go. You will never win. 3. Guess higher. 6. Lower. 4. 5.
Go on.
Program terminated.
So if you don't win,
You'll never win.
Wait, so if you get 3 times, you'll still lose?
Yeah, but the thing is, I have to make it check to see if it's equal to the computer's guess every single time I ask for an input.
Oh wow.
So that means I have to copy this if statement and paste it before every single if statement.
In order to win, or just so you can lose all the time?
In order to win. Okay, let me see if that works. Okay, something happened. There's on line 126, there is a broken bracket.
There's too much bracket.
No, there's just a broken bracket right there. Okay, now it says there's something at return 0 that's not working. It says, and it's expecting a bracket. Okay, a bracket is expected. Oh, I kept pasting. I'm just gonna undo.
So brackets.
There. Try that again. You will never win. 5, 4, 3. If it's lower than 3 and higher than 3, what is it? Is it 3? Guess higher. Program terminated.
Yeah, we can't win.
It's broken. I mean, you could win if I just delete all the other shit.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I was just trying to make it so you could guess more. Let me just delete all this. Okay. You will never win. 4. Your guess was incorrect. 7. Guess lower. 3. And then the program terminated.
That's too many tries.
See, what I'm thinking about doing is putting this if statement.
Yeah.
This whole thing right before the word program terminated. 6, 4, 5, 8, and then program terminated.
So guess lower and guess higher, and it's one of those.
6, guess higher. 8, program terminated.
Unless I got it correct.
According to the logic of my program, there's no loop, so it will stop. So what I can do is just, I'll just delete this and just there. 6. You guess was incorrect. So I need to move this input out of there. 8. Guess lower. 5. Program terminated. It's good enough for me. Need a loop to do that shit. I mean, Jerry, you're also stuck on that, right? So like after you guess the second time, it just stops. Yeah. Okay, let's see. In this exercise, you will implement a single number guessing game. The computer will run. Okay. Did you figure out how to turn it in on GitHub with this?
No, I haven't tried.
I've tried that and it doesn't work. I'm going to try that again. I need to open up this, and then I go to the terminal, and I say git add, and then it says nothing specified. So do I just make a... I'm going to copy all this code.
Yeah.
Luke, where do we turn in our program?
What?
Where do we turn in our program?
On GitHub?
Is that the thing where it says like add in the terminal?
Yeah.
I tried that and it says nothing specified.
Are you actually in the terminal?
Yeah. I put git add, and then it says.
Git add space dot. There's a dot there.
Oh. Okay.
I know, it's small, it's real small.
Yeah.
That's what you're specifying. You're specifying dot.
Okay, now I gotta do something.
Oh, so there's a space after add.
Yeah, and then they have to put a dot. So complicated. Okay, now I have to say git commit dash m apostrophe adding assignment 1. 4 files changed. Create mode. Okay. Git push origin master. Okay. I have to sign in. Writing objects.
So this is, think of this as just a number.
Writing objects.
Right? So you're gonna do equal sign on the left
Okay,
side.
so I've delivered that, right? Luke, I think I delivered it.
Think of this right here as this. You need more to that.
I'm gonna get ask.
See that format? We can go 5, this as being 5, so you put that in that format. So here you made a variable for the user's guess, but you need to make a variable for the computer's guess. Store that number. Well, you made it a string, but what did they enter? And then you just can't do, there's no end lines, and lines are for output.
So there's no way you can check to see if you got the.
Yeah, you open up GitHub, click on assignments 1, and then you click on guessing again and see if it goes.
Okay.
Okay. Go to GitHub.
I have to do it each time. Over and over. Yeah.
Your profile. I'm not in the right spot. Oh, cool. It is there. So look, it'll be in the file. Let's see, it'll be in assignments 1, and then it should just say guessinggame.cpp, and it'll. Yeah, it says 2 minutes ago. Got it. Okay. Yeah. So the problem is, I think the reason why I'm having an issue trying to get the program to, keep going is, for 1, I need the while loop, and 2, I need like a custom function, because I can understand the logic whenever I call the input. It'll just keep calling an input, but not keep. It won't check because it's not in that if statement. Mm-hmm. So the function would be able to keep checking it if I keep.
Yeah, although I mean that because the logic's so short, if you put that inside the if statement or the while loop, it'll just keep checking every time. So you don't need a function.
Yeah, and so then I just made it so that it guesses lower and higher. Jerry helped me with that, so I put him up here in the sources used. So I think I'm good.
Cool.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, you got it turned in, so now you're good. We'll start on the new one.
Is there a submission on Canvas?
Nope.
No?
No.
Okay. Finally free for the rest of the day.
You would like going to that type of deal.
Oh, this is complete. Yeah, the submission's only on GitHub. Yep. Great. Time to check my emails and stop the stream.